What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and enjoy some popular Norwegian TikToks. I love checking in on the Norwegian TikToks every now and then to see what else the internet has come up with in regards to Norwegian culture. I actually really enjoy looking at these popular Norwegian TikToks because, honestly, they are a bit silly, they are a bit random. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're educational, sometimes they're just a bit weird, to be honest, a little strange. But they teach you stuff a little more about Norwegian culture than you can find in other places. Really unique, very specific things about Norwegian culture, and a bit more casual and a little more lighthearted. So I'm very interested to see what we are going to watch today for the popular Norwegian TikToks out there, but I'm excited and I'm ready for anything. So let's take a look. Oh, how smooth. Oh wow, just a just a Norwegian. Just a normal Norwegian, right? This is just average Norwegian behavior. Getting their coffee, taking a little dip. Okay, that's about what I expected, I guess. Wow, very smooth, actually. Wow, okay, moving on. Things I miss about Norway. Okay, so this is someone talking about what they miss about being in Norway.
My husband and I lived in Norway for 8 months. We've been back in the States for 1 month, and these are some things that we seriously miss. This is
Okay.
in no particular order. Tap water in Norway tasted so good. I swear it's better than any bottled water in the US.
Tap water. I think the tap water is known for being a lot better in Norway. I'm not sure why. But that's interesting because, like, Americans all use tap water for, like, everything. So having better tap water, like in Norway, would not only taste better, but I wonder if it's also healthier for you, too. Wow. I wish I had some Norwegian tap water. Okay.
Heated floors aren't as popular in the US. Maybe they are in newer houses,
What?
but I wouldn't say they're as common. Not one.
Heated floors? How many Norwegians have heated floors? That is fancy. Is that common in Norway? That seems like expensive. Or is that just like built into a lot of homes, like standard? I've never heard of this. Heated floors. Is it because Norway is so much colder for longer? So much more cold than the United States that you kind of need heated floors or you're just going to be miserable? That sounds so nice.
In the 8 months we lived there, did we fight over the comforter? And that's because we had 2 duvets. That's very popular in all of Europe, I would
Okay.
say. But that's something that I'll be incorporating for the rest of my life.
Okay.
The ice cream there, number one, it was delicious. And two, it just seemed like everyone loved ice cream. I can't say that
Ice cream? I know Norway is known for a lot of foods, but ice cream. Does Norway have great ice cream too? This is some of the most random stuff I've ever heard. Okay, ice cream. And Norwegians really like ice cream, huh? That's something that Americans and Norwegians have in common. We like ice cream. Okay.
every single person did, but it seemed like a lot of people did. And I love ice cream, so I feel like I just fit in.
Yeah.
Norway is one of the cleanest countries in the world. It's so beautiful there. I don't think I saw one person litter. And I saw quite a few people walk by trash that was not theirs. They picked it up and put it in the trash can.
Wow, that just speaks so highly of like Norwegian culture. It's just a different attitude. Like Americans definitely litter. Like Norwegians also, I learned about Norwegian recycling. Like the recycling is so much more in Norway, so much more responsible and honestly complicated compared to America. Americans don't care much about recycling, and even worse, Americans will litter, mostly with cigarettes, throwing cigarettes everywhere, but also bottles and just whatever. It's just a different mentality. And Americans would almost never pick up trash. That just speaks to like Norwegian society being a little more respectable.
There's been so many times since coming back to the US that I've been like, oh, let me take the train. Oh, we don't have that.
Yeah.
US and Canada really need to up the train.
The trains, the public transportation in general, that is such a Yeah, I think in America, like, I don't know why we don't ask our government for trains and stuff. Like, America is so gigantic. We could really use trains, like, to travel all over the country, but we all just drive our cars. We're kind of used to it. It's just the way it is, I guess. And no one really questions it. But Norway has all these trains and public transportation, and it's so nice for the people to be able to take advantage of. Yeah, we really don't have trains. Not for people, that's for sure. Maybe to transport some goods, I guess.
Okay. Last but absolutely not least, again, not once in the 8 months I was there did I feel unsafe, which is so impressive. I don't think
Wow.
that there's many countries in the world where you can go that long and feel completely safe. If you ever get the
Yeah.
chance to travel to Norway, absolutely do it. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Yeah, safety. That's a good one. That's so important again. That just like is kind of speaks about Norwegian culture. It's safer. People are picking up the trash. The ice cream is better. It just sounds better. Sounds so nice. I'm not surprised she misses a lot of stuff. Okay, moving on. It's an Airbnb. What is so special about it? Does Norway have Airbnbs? Is this like a cool Airbnb? Oh, we're zooming in.
Makes me feel alive.
This is in Norway. Oh, okay. What is this? Oh, wow. It's like a treehouse. The windows are cool. It's like a treehouse little getaway. Feel kind of like a kid in here. It's like a cabin that's floating on the ground. It's very cool looking. It's not very big though. If you're gonna spend a lot of money on an Airbnb, it's really cool though. Oh, wait a minute. This is what you're paying for. This view. Oh my gosh, I get it now. When you stay here, you're like in the forest. You're literally like in a tree almost. And you're looking down to this beautiful view. That is awesome. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, that I get it. I get it. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Huh. These are definitely very random, I gotta say. This is, what is this?
More things you have if you're Norwegian.
Okay.
You have a lot of black clothes and you have a lot of white shoes. We have this weird
Things you have if you are Norwegian. White clothes? Black shoes? Why?
black clothes and you have a lot
Excuse me. Black clothing and white shoes. White shoes? What is this for? Is that just the style? Or
of white shoes. We have this weird thing if someone says Sweden, we go "Ugh." We don't do it on purpose. We all talk very different. We have weird accents. Some of us, we don't even understand each other.
what? I I know Norway has different dialects and regions where Norwegians talk a bit differently, different dialects, but it can get to the point where you can't even understand each other? Is that true? Or is she exaggerating? In America, different states have different accents, but we all speak English, like we all understand each other. In Norway, the dialects sound a little more unique than that, a little more specific.
It's not like California and New York.
Yeah.
It's not the same. If we see or hear anything from Norway when we are abroad, we will tell you. 'Cause that's amazing.
that's that's funny because it is true. Like especially in the United States, you never hear anything about Norway. And I don't say that to be mean, it's just the truth. Like I don't know why, but I mean, America doesn't report news on any country in the world ever unless something crazy has happened, like if the Queen of the United Kingdom died. Yeah, we'll mention that. But like no one is ever mentioned outside of America and Norway. So Norway is just part of that basically. So I could see getting excited. If Norway makes the American news, something really big has happened.
We have a very different humor in Norway.
Ah,
It's like we just don't care. So a lot of things are funny.
What? Yeah, that's an interesting one. Norwegian humor. I'm sure every country must have its own humor. Like, humor is kind of international, but also kind of specific. Norwegian humor. Norwegians don't care. Is it like you kind of laugh at life in general? That I kind of like. I think life is pretty absurd, pretty funny. Don't need to take it too seriously. I agree with that. What do we have here? What is one of the culture shocks? From Norway? Norway culture shocks. Okay.
What is one culture shocks that you've experienced while living in Norway?
The small talk, that's something that I really don't like. They try to go for safe topic, don't ever go to deep topics, and they don't want to hear about your problems or your personal life.
Is it like, oh, the weather is
Small talk. So, I know Norwegians, like, famously, it takes a while to become friends with somebody, and otherwise everyone's kind of surface level. And I also think Norwegians don't like mindless, useless, pointless talk. Is that true? So she's saying, don't talk about specific weird things that no one cares about, basically.
Don't ever go to deep topics, and they don't want to hear about your problems or your personal life.
Is it like, oh, the weather is nice, I went skiing last weekend?
That's basically what we talk about with the Norwegian accent. Like,
Okay.
yes, and what you're gonna do this weekend.
Do you feel like there's certain things that you're free to say, but that they're not going to be taken well?
Yes, a lot. You just don't.
Huh, you don't speak your mind. I guess this is a little different than American culture, because Americans definitely speak their mind. We will talk about anything. It doesn't even really matter how well that we know you. Americans are very open. I'm used to that, and I kind of like it, I guess. I kind of appreciate that. Americans are very open and honest, and maybe too open. Like, maybe we talk too much and get too personal too quickly. I could see that as well. So I kind of get it. But in Norway, it seems like the other extreme of, like, if don't speak your mind, just keep it to very surface level stuff. That's kind of the culture, the social norm. But I imagine when you're with your friends in Norway, your close friends, that's when you get a little deeper, right?
You just don't speak your mind. Norwegians, I like the way they react because they will never like shout at you or contradict. They just remain silent. When they remain silent and they don't participate, you know that you said something wrong.
That's funny too. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Like, Americans get almost too passionate and too opinionated, and it can cause a lot of uncomfortable situations and a lot of conflict, honestly. So Norway, it sounds a lot more peaceful and like everyone gets along, but you don't get to say your true feelings. So it's kind of a give and take. There's pros and cons to that. What else do we have here? We're inside a car in winter. It's not every day you get hit by a moose. What? Oh my god. What? What on earth? Is this? I've never seen such a thing. Why would a moose just run at your car? That looks like a small moose, too. Why? This is very Norwegian behavior right here. I've never seen anything like this. This is like scary. There's just moose running up and ramming your car. What? And then it just walks off. Just an average day in Norway, I guess. Okay. Oh, what? What is this? Family Feud.
Us in Norway, we have feuds between things. You're either a Coke person or a Pepsi person. Goes for ice cream.
Norwegians have feuds between stuff. Coke or Pepsi? I mean, I guess in the United States, we're kind of like that. Like, with Coke and Pepsi, sure. Like, you're either a Coke person or a Pepsi person. Okay.
Creams, Henny Olsen versus Diplom. Soccer or handball. I think skiing we just all agree on. You either like Norvegia cheese or you don't have taste buds, Heinz, or Idun ketchup. You get the point. I don't know if it's
So there's all these types of there's like two kinds of ketchup and cheese and stuff, and Norwegians either like one or the other. And it's like a contest. It's like a team.
because our selection is so
It's like a team. What team ketchup you're on?
ketchup. You get the point. I don't know if it's because our selection is so small, but it's this or that. While in the US it's like a million.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's funny because in America, we only have like either one of something or a million different options. Like, we all eat Heinz ketchup, and that's about it. But we have 1,000 different brands of like cereal and peanut butter and cheese. Like, no one is like on team one thing or the other. No one's loyal. Well, I guess people are loyal, but to their brand. But there's like so many brands that it's not like it is in Norway, where it seems like Norwegians have only 2 options, and Americans have a lot more, which I'm thankful for because I'm very, very used to that, and I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my pick of 100 different brands of chocolate milk. I don't know. Okay, this is going to work in December in Norway. Okay. In the cold. All right, going to work. Dude, what? What? How? Okay, this is not normal. This is not normal, no. This is not what it's like everywhere in Norway. No way. This is like scary almost. What? He got and he's in and he's in short sleeves too, rolling around in the snow. This is very Norwegian behavior again, but this is like obviously, I don't know where he's working, but this is an exaggeration. This is crazy. I've never seen something like this. But it's kind of scary. This is like so much snow. Like, Norway gets so much more snow than America. We would not be prepared. Like, and I'm also afraid he's gonna slip into the snow and like suffocate or something. It's a little scary because it's very powdery. Just heading to work. Gotta get to work. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my god. Culture shocks I experienced living in Norway. Okay. What do we have? Not as common to compliment someone or say hello. All right. Yeah, I mean, that I never think about that kind of stuff in America. But we really are very open in America. People will compliment you. People just don't really care about what they say and how they affect other people. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. The good part is Americans will compliment you or say something nice to you or become your friend. But the bad thing is a bunch of weird people will say rude stuff to you or bother you. So it's good and bad. But in Norway, everyone's just very respectful, it seems like, and you don't bother each other, which I really do like. Seeing little kids walking alone everywhere. Wow. Yeah, you don't see that at all in America. Like, there'd be a problem. The police might get called. Like, little children do not walk around alone in America. Honestly, that says a lot, doesn't it? I've never thought about it like that. But in Norway, you see little kids walking around alone because it's so safe. But in America, if I saw a little kid walking around alone, everyone would be really worried. They'd actually like say that you're almost like abusing the child or being irresponsible, even though you're just giving the child like responsibility and respect and saying, okay, go somewhere on your own, you can handle it. In America, it's just, there's an assumption that it's just not safe, which is really disturbing when I think about it. Jaywalking is legal. I got a ticket for $130 for jaywalking in the United States. Jaywalking is legal. Huh. So, is that because there's less danger or less vehicles? But yeah, in the United States, you're not supposed to cross the road, except at a designated crossing line, at a stoplight or something, or a crosswalk. I didn't know that about Norway, that you can literally just walk across the road anywhere. I mean, most Americans end up jaywalking and crossing the road illegally anyway. That's very, very common, so it might as well be legal. But I think it's just comes down to being more safe in Norway. Speaking to little kids. And then speaking perfect English back to me. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would blow my mind. Like, I know Norwegians are really, really good at English, but I still can't get over the fact that Norwegians are basically all fluent in English. That's how you're understanding me right now. And Norwegian, it starts when you're children. Norwegian children are good at English. 'Cause in America, no one is bilingual. No one knows any other language, which is sad, honestly. And it's a really cool thing about Norway. And it would really shock me to hear a little Norwegian child speaking good English. I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because it's just not something we ever see here, ever. What else? Never using cash. Norway is a cashless society? I mean, that's a good thing. I think in the United States, like, we're basically starting to become cashless and just use credit cards and, like, pay with your phone or electronically or something. I think this makes it sound like Norway is a little ahead of the United States, I assume. Because I still see people in America pay with real physical money, but it's definitely decreasing. Especially in the younger people paying electronically. But yeah, I'm not surprised Norway is a little more technologically advanced, honestly. A little more ahead of the curve there. Okay, and finally, we have food prices. Food prices increased by 10% in Norway. Okay.
Ready? 2, 3.
What? You jump off a bridge? Because the food increased in price? Wait. Oh no! You caught a fish! Oh my god. Okay. Of course. Yeah. So if the food gets too expensive in Norway, you can always jump off a bridge and catch a fish. Catch a fresh Norwegian salmon. Oh yeah. Very, very normal Norwegian behavior, once again, definitely. That's funny. I like the funny ones here as well. And there you have it. That is some of the popular Norwegian TikToks. I love these. They taught me something today, some interesting things about Norway, actually. And there are a bunch of really funny ones. And also a moose running into a car. And Norwegians jumping into rivers and sliding across the street. Just normal Norwegian behavior for sure, but that's why I love these TikToks, these internet videos. They're hilarious and random, and I love it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.